What the fuck is up, ballers? It's your boy Cody, and I'm joined with Corey today,
What
and
up?
we are going to play a little game called Pick or Pass. We're going to present each other three players of each category through each position, one at a time. We're going to pick or pass on them. You can't go back on the people you pass on, and you're stuck with the last one, the third one. There's lifelines. We'll explain the lifelines when we get there, when we use them. Um, this is NFL, obviously. I know honorable mentions to the Suns and Bucks. Hell yeah. It's gonna be,
Honorable mentions completely fucking up my bracket. Sure.
I don't care who wins. I hope it's just gonna be good. Hope Giannis stays healthy, and I hope Chris Paul stays clutch right now. Doesn't choke at any moment. But let's get into this pick or pass. We're gonna go ahead and start with QBs right now. And actually, Corey, I'll let you present me the first one.
Okay, I'll give you the first ones. Basically, we came up with a pool. We're not using every QB in the NFL. We came up with a pool that we could choose from, and that's
Random
who we
generated pool.
random generator. Yes. So that's kind of what we're going off of. I have my three. The first one I have the boy Josh Allen, 396 completions. This is just in 2020. 396 completions, 573 attempts, and 4,544 yards. If you want him, take him. If not, I'll read you the next one.
Yeah, that's a hard guy to pass on.
Yeah, that's why I put him first.
Starting off hot, I can get Josh Allen right off rip. I'm gonna pick him, to be honest. He's too good to pass up right away.
So right off rip, taking the QB. Again, I'm going to be keeping track of the teams here. My second two, and I won't really go into their stats
They don't
because
matter none.
we didn't pick them. Next one was Matt Ryan,
Yep.
decent pick, I think, and we're going to see about this one. Justin Fields was the third one.
Yeah, I think I took the right choice in Josh Allen, to be honest.
I completely agree.
Okay. For you, my first one I got up is Ryan Fitzpatrick, aka Fitzmagic. Has played for St. Louis, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Tennessee, Houston, the New York Jets, Tampa Bay, and now currently Miami. He has a career overall record of 59, 86, and 1. Not that good of a record, to be honest. It started 7 games last season, went 4 of 3, had 2,091 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. You picking or passing on Fitzmagic?
I just want to start by saying you said currently Miami.
Yeah.
He's currently in Washington right now.
Oh.
He got moved at the beginning of the offseason to Washington, and now Alex Smith retired. I'm assuming he'll be the starter there.
That site is not up to date.
So we got Fitzmagic. I would love to pick him because I love the dude. I love the way he plays. I don't remember all the other players in the pool. I think I'm going to pass on Fitzmagic though. See if I can get somebody just a little bit better.
Fitzmagic is out of the picture unless he uses a lifeline, which isn't too drastic right now. So Fitzmagic is out. Next up, you got yo boy Joe Flacco, Super Bowl QB for the Ravens. 7 years. He played for them into his decline, then for Denver, and now New York Jets from last I heard. Career record of 98 and 77, so he's going plus 500, which is amazing for him. Started 4 games last year, went 0-4, 864 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. You taking yo boy?
Now, I do love Flacco. One of my favorite QBs, probably top 5. Baltimore is my second favorite team, but I thought he went somewhere else as well. I could be.
I thought he
could be
retired,
wrong.
to be honest. No, he was injured for a little bit, but
I don't think I'm going to take him.
you have to pass on him too.
I like Fitzmagic currently over Flacco right now, just because Flacco's not starting anywhere he is. So yeah, let's go ahead and pass on him.
It's not that remember, it's not that he's starting, so it's not like we're going to accumulate fantasy points. We're just at the end of the overall team.
No, I understand that.
Okay.
Joe Flacco, currently a quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. So again, he'll be sitting behind who? Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
I would assume. It'd be a good fight for him though. But anyways, I'm gonna pass on him. So unless I use a lifeline, I'm gonna have to take this last quarterback.
This last quarterback, I'm not even gonna reveal till after the stats.
Say stats
Super Bowl QB for his current team. Kind of in flux right now. That probably gives it away. Has a career record of 126 and 63 losses and 1 draw. Played 16 games last season. Had 13-3, 4,442 yards, 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and it is your boy Aaron Rodgers for the Green Bay Packers.
I like that pick. Obviously, I'm a fool. I'm glad I got stuck with him. But I would have taken him right off rip just because not knowing who's next to come. I don't like the way he's doing offseason this year. I think that's a little weird. I mean, I get he wants more out of his team.
I heard he's supposed to start week 1.
I'm sure he will.
Adam Schefter.
I'm sure he will, and he always does. He'll be good. He ain't going to the Super Bowl again.
Right. Okay.
He's good. I'd take Pat Mahomes over him, though.
Both got good QBs. I'm going to go ahead and start off the running back one. We'll kind of snake around.
Yep.
Pick or pass. Number 1, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, LSU running back, drafted first, pick 32 for the Chiefs. Rookie game, he started 13 games, 803 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 36 receptions on the receiving side. You picking or passing on him?
Right off rip, I'm picking this dude. I love the way he played last year. They didn't even need Le'Veon. He was just there to help when Hyde needed a breather. I think he's a great player. Taking Hyde.
Oh.
Edwards-Helaire is what I meant to say. You said Carlos. I said Hyde.
Butchering this guy, but we took him, so that makes up for it. My other 2 people that you passed on without looking were Myles Gaskin, drafted by the Dolphins, and Dalvin Cook of the Vikings. So you can't complain with your pick still.
Not at all.
All right, who am I getting?
Running back. First one, you said his name, Dalvin Cook. These are career stats. 36 total touchdowns, 33 passing touchdowns. How's that right? I don't know if I have that right. I have 33 passing and 3 rushing. That doesn't make sense. Anyways, he has a total of 36 touchdowns, 769 rushing attempts, 12 fumbles in his career.
Oh, see, right off rip, he's a hard guy to pass on. He had 1,550 some yards last year, 16 touchdowns, and 44 receptions. And he's only going into his 5th year. So as a running back who their shelves are normally short, he's hard to pass on. But I'm going to have to pass. I'm too curious. I want to see the other ones. If I need to use a lifeline, I will.
Next up, you got Saquon Barkley,
Oh, see what I mean?
Yeah. In 2020, I wanted to give you his 2020 stats. I just thought it was funny.
You pass up
Um,
gold to get diamond.
he played and started 2 games last year. um, he ran for 34 yards and averaged 1.8 yards a carry.
Yeah, the injury is scary for Saquon, but he's
Yes.
a fucking beast, man.
He's
And
an
we all
animal.
know it. He's insanely young, and I think he's going to be driven enough to fucking get a career comeback. I'm taking Saquon. I had him in
Saquon.
fantasy. It kind of sucked for me, but
Yeah.
I still finished top 2. You can't complain too much, even with his injury.
My last person I had on the list for you, Aaron Jones.
Oh, see, all 3.
So
pretty
I
good.
gave you all 3 great
I got
running
to
backs
in
there.
and out of them though to be. I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't beat Aaron Jones. 2019 led the league with 16 touchdowns.
I'm looking at like a dynasty outlook right now. I think Saquon's right there with the best of them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Not a bad pick at all.
All
so
right.
I got my running back. You got yours. First selection for the wide receivers.
You got 2 of them.
Mike Williams, career 151 receptions, 2,516 yards, and 17 touchdowns.
Just considering there's going to be 6 player pools I can select, I'm going to go ahead and pass on him. I just think there's going to be better yet to be revealed.
So pass on Williams. Next up, we got Deebo Samuels. 90 receptions. His longest was a 42-yarder for a touchdown, and he's got 7 total touchdowns.
Deebo Samuel. He could be a good number 2. If I get good number 1s next slot, I'm going to go and pass on Deebo as well.
Passing on
Deebo. The
Deebo.
lifeline in the wide receiver area, but we'll see.
The last one we got for this first wide receiver category is Tyler Lockett.
Oh,
518 targets, 376 receptions, 41 total touchdowns. That's 37 receiving touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 2 kick returns, and 1 punt return.
damn. Yeah, Tyler Lockett, he's a wizard, man. How he catches some of the balls in the back of the end zone for how small he is.
Oh, he's an animal.
Beautiful.
I didn't hear you say it, but I was writing it on the board, so I just assumed.
Well, I have to, unless I want to use a lifeline. Got a little buzzer, but I didn't even want to use it yet. Okay.
No, I think that's a good pick out of the 3.
Your first one is going to be quite enticing for you. It's going to be Chase Claypool, drafted by the Steelers in the 2nd round out of Notre Dame. His rookie year, he had 62 receptions, 873 yards, and 9 touchdowns. Obviously, being a fan, you're going to be kind of partial to this one.
That is a good one. Obviously, Steelers jersey. Everything in my room is black and yellow. I love the dude. He's huge. He's a beast. Can't go wrong with Mapletron. I'm going to pass on him. I just want to see who these other 2 are.
He is passing.
That was very hard to do.
But number 2, we got Scary Terry, drafted by
Terry McLaurin.
Team, 3rd round in his 2nd year career. Last year, he started 15 games, 87 receptions, 1,118 yards, and 4 receiving touchdowns. My boy,
Again,
OU,
I'm gonna pass on him. I think he's gonna do very well with the remainder of his career if he stays there. Again, I'm gonna pass. Maybe I got to use a lifeline. Let's see who the 3rd one is.
You're stuck with this guy, unless Julio Jones.
Oh,
With Atlanta until now. Obviously, he's with the Titans. He started 9 games last year. We all know how he likes to get injured a couple games a season. 51 receptions, 771 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And I personally think he's going to be better under Tannehill.
Tannehill is definitely, I think,
Yeah.
a better quarterback right now than Matt Ryan. So yes.
But
I'm taking Julio. Got to take the boy Julio Jones. Like I said, I think he'll do better in Tennessee with the passes he gets. Obviously, they still got King Henry in the backfield, so he's definitely got to show up when he can. Taking Julio in this one. Okay, who started that one off?
okay,
I
now
did. Then
I'll continue on
you're-
with this one too.
you're up. Yep.
Second wide receiver slot. Starting off, you got Keith Higgins, who was drafted by the
Ooh.
Bengals in the second round.
Bengals.
Clemson. Rookie year, he had 67 receptions and 908 yards, 6 touchdowns.
I think he's a good wide receiver. I'm going to pass on him, though. I like the way he plays. I like watching him.
Yep. Great young guy. Great for Bengals. You know, they got another young guy slinging the ball to him, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. Yep.
So, moving on to number 2, DJ Chark, drafted by the
Oh,
Jags in the second round out of LSU in his three-year career. Last year, he started 12 games, 53 receptions, 706 yards, and 5 touchdowns. You picking or passing on DJ Chark?
DJ Chark is somebody that I look at every single year for fantasy. Because no matter who the quarterback is back there, he's always getting his touches. He's catching crazy types of balls. Let me see the third one. I don't like that. Yeah.
Passing and sticking with this third one, which I think he will take unless he uses a lifeline, obviously. But I personally like this guy. He was drafted round 1, pick 22 by the Vikings out of LSU. His rookie year started 14 games, 88 receptions, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns. The baller himself, Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. I mean, you don't even have to say. I think he is the better. I think he is the better of the three. I got no problem taking him. He will be a legend once his time is done.
I love Justin Jefferson. Obviously, I had him in fantasy again, so I was partial to him, but I threw in some good young guys to see if you could bite on him, to see if I could reveal Justin Jefferson as someone that you passed on. But
don't get me wrong, I would take either of those other two in fantasy in a heartbeat because they will produce numbers. So I took the boy Justin Jefferson. You need a receiver. And the first one I have, you already said him once again, DJ Chark. I don't know what stats you said from him. 1,888 receiving yards, 13 touchdowns, and he averages about 13 and a half yards per reception.
yeah, I'm gonna pass on him. I do like DJ Chark. What you just mentioned was his career stats. I mentioned his season stats, last season stats, but he's been bigger seasons before. The second year was his big bang. I don't think he's going to be able to duplicate it again until they get that solid quarterback. So I'm going to have to pass on him.
I agree.
I know
passes on DJ Chark.
But I'm going to have to pass on him.
Okay. Passing on Chark. Moving on to Mike Evans, 2020 stats. 70 receptions, 1,006 yards, and 13 touchdowns.
Mike Evans is a beast, obviously, with Tom Brady going to be throwing to him. I know Godwin's contract is in flux. I don't know if it's his contract is in flux or his contract is running out and they haven't signed anything, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into all that. Mike Evans is a beast, regardless of who's throwing to him. We've seen him when Fitzmagic was throwing him the ball too, and that's not a slight on Fitzmagic. It's just saying he's not Tom Brady. I'm gonna have to take Mike Evans.
Taking the boy Mike Evans.
Can I use the lifeline once you reveal the third one? And I think that I could have had him too.
Yeah, once you hear the third one, you have 3 lifelines you can use. And the third one I'm going to mention, Devontae Adams. This is kind of a mixture of stats. He had 546 receptions, 6,568 yards, 820 postseason yards. I think that was a couple years ago. I didn't write that down. But he led the league in 2020 with 18 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a lifeline. What's the lifeline where I cut one receiver out and then the other 2 are a coin flip?
So you cut one out. That's the coin toss.
Okay. Is there anyone that I can just choose?
The just choose your own is redraft, where you.
Okay, I'm gonna use a lifeline redraft and just choose Devontae Adams because I love Devontae Adams, especially with Aaron slinging him the ball.
So he just used his lifeline. He would have had to take Mike Evans since that's who he picked.
Isn't a bad pick.
No, not at all. But with redraft, you get to wipe that slate clean and get a second shot at that pick.
Now
so he is taking Devontae Adams.
Lifeline.
Oh, is that a E or A? I don't know. It is an A. I'm stupid. Okay. Go ahead with your tight ends.
No, you go with the tight ends. We snake.
Oh, yeah, sorry. First one up right off rip, Travis Kelce. 2020 stats, 105 receptions, 1,416 yards, which is the NFL record for a tight end, and led the league in 2020 with 11 touchdowns also for a tight end.
Yeah, I'm taking Kelce. He's a fucking beast. Future Hall of Famer if he keeps going at the same pace. Super Bowl champion. I mean, come on. What's not to love about the guy?
Can't go wrong with that. The other 2 that I had for you were Cole Kmet, which I think is playing out of Chicago. Not bad. Not going to get a ton of work down there. And the other one is Jeff Swain, who I think played for Tennessee or currently plays for Tennessee. I don't know a whole lot about him. I remember seeing him last year, but I never really paid too much attention. In his career, he has 2 touchdowns, 418 yards, and 57 receptions.
Okay, yeah, I got the best guy out of it. Glad he came first. All right, next up, tight ends for you. First one is also going to be kind of partial to you. I tried to play toward you, kind of use a mind trick
Eric Ebron.
kind of stuff. Eric Ebron played for Detroit, Indianapolis, and now currently plays for Pittsburgh. Started 9 games last season, 56 receptions, 588 yards, 5 touchdowns.
So this one is simple for me. I like the guy. He's a big dude, which is great for our tight ends. Works well with the team. He drops too many balls. He drops too many for me to be happy about it. Quickly, I'm passing on the guy.
Oh, he drops balls, but he has some good snags sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
He does. He's a good player.
All right, passing up on Eric Ebron. Going on to number 2, David Njoku. Played 4 years for Cleveland. He started 5 last season. Aside from his injury, he was playing kind of second fiddle, sharing time with our other tight end. 19 receptions, 213 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's kind of a tight end that likes to go deeper as well. So it's kind of not a different tight end. He's different when he's out on that field. I think so.
I don't mind the way he plays. I watched him a little when he was in Cleveland. I haven't really paid much attention to him since he's moved. Let's go. I'm gonna pass. Let's go ahead and see who that third option is.
Oh, third option. Darren Fells.
Oh,
Yeah. May want to use a redraft for this one because this guy played for Arizona, Detroit, Cleveland, and currently with Houston for 2 years. He played all 14 games, and he only had 21 catches, 312 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
I think he's good when he gets the ball. He's a little more, I don't know, elusive. Might not be the right word I'm looking for. But yeah, let's go ahead and redraft. I'm going to use that lifeline to get your boy Eric Ebron on the team.
Yeah, Eric Ebron. We both no longer have a redraft on the board. We have a 50-50, which is just coin toss. So we take 2 players, heads or tails, taking that one. And then the other one is what, Corey?
It's a booth review. Basically, we assign our players that we have on the board a random number 1 through 3. The Cody or I, the other player, picks that number, and whatever number they pick, that's the player they have to end up with on their team. Could be good, could be bad.
Yeah. All right. Moving on from tight ends. Let's go to defense. And this is where I think it gets important because we all, I think, can honestly admit our QBs, wide receivers, and tight ends are pretty even as a team.
Yeah.
But remember, defense wins the championship. So let's see what we got. And this is current. So when we say current, we're talking current defenses in the league. Number 1, Seattle Seahawks. Last year they had 46 sacks. They allowed 42 touchdowns, allowing 4,560 passing yards and allowing 1,526 rushing yards.
I'm going to pass on Seattle. I do like Seattle. I just think they give up a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's like they shootouts too much.
Yeah. So I'm going to pass on that. Let's see what second is.
Next up, we're going to Dallas Cowboys, who only had 31 sacks, allowed 57 touchdowns, allowed 3,642 passing yards, and allowed a crazy 2,541 rushing yards.
Right off the bat, I'm going to pass on them. I know they're a good team and they're getting better. But prime example being when the Steelers played them, a team that wasn't a team that was very predictable in the Steelers. You know they were tossing the ball. They had no run game last year, but Dallas couldn't do anything about it. And you can say shitty calls towards the end. I don't think it was. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know. But I thought the game was played well. I just think Dallas couldn't hold them off. Let's pass on that one too.
All right. Last up, we got the Kansas City Chiefs, who I think are an underrated defense, overshadowed by their crazy good offense. Only got to the quarterback 32 times, but they only allowed 44 touchdowns with how much turnover they've got on their offense going to the opposing offense, putting their defense on the field. They allowed 3,779 passing yards and allowed 1,954 rushing yards.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's a team I'm picking. I got no problem with that. And you said it, overshadowed by their great offense. I can't write and talk at the same time. But yeah, you know, it's a team I'm happy to take. I think they do give up a little bit too much, but that's just me being picky. So I got no problem there. Let's see who your 3 are. First one, you have Colts in 2020 finished second in their division, 11-5, and got the wild card spot. So I didn't really go too much into their crazy stats. We both watch football like crazy. We both know how they've played. So that's kind of what I relied on this one.
Yeah, the Colts, I'm going to have to pass up. There was just nothing shiny. Obviously, Miles Leonard is a dog on that team. But I'm going to have to pass up. I think you got something better in store. And if need be, I'll leave it up to the coin gods.
There you go. Second one on the defensive list, Packers finished first, 13-3, and clinched the conference.
See, Packers are also a sneaky good defensive team. I think so. But I have to pass, and let's see what this third is.
Third one, you have Steelers finished first in the division, 12-4 after going 11-0. Did end up clinching the division. Young defense, I think, played very well. TJ Watt gets to the quarterback pretty close or just a little more than anybody else. Can't go wrong with that right there.
Yes. I'm gonna have to go with. I'm using the coin flip.
The coin flip. So what this does, we can we eliminate one right off rip. So I'll let you pick who you want to eliminate: Colts, Packers, or Steelers.
Eliminate the Steelers. Give me Packers and Colts.
That's gone. All right. I have assigned heads and tails to the Packers.
Give me one.
I said heads. I said heads and tails to the Packers. That's not right. I have assigned heads or tails to either the Colts or the Packers.
I didn't even catch it. That's hilarious.
So heads or tails to the remaining defenses. Cody's going to flip a coin. Whatever it lands on is who he takes.
All right. I have to screen share here. All right. Can you see the coin on the screen?
I can.
All right. Can I know whose heads or tails and flip it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I assigned Colts tails, and I assigned Packers heads. Because this is random computer generated, it doesn't matter if you know or not.
Yep. Heads or tails. Let's get it. Who do I got? The flame is tails. The flame is tails.
Oh, you get the Colts defense. So, not a bad pick. They just don't do anything crazy. They're not going to top any charts. But they go out there and get the job done. And that's really all you need in a defense. Fantasy-wise, you want a little bit more than that, but it's not too bad at all. I don't think, anyway.
No, I don't mind the Colts at all.
So is it my turn to go kicker?
Yep.
I just finished off defense. Kickers.
Look at the Colts sacks, and they actually got to the quarterback 40 times, so it's not bad at all. 40 sacks. They allowed a total rushing yards of 1,448.
But you could pass on them. I do remember that.
66. So I'm good with the Colts.
Yeah, not a bad pick at all. So let's move down to the kickers.
All right.
I have 2 lifelines left. So this is a good one for me. You have one. You have the booth review left. So if you need to use it, go ahead. First kicker you have is Nick Folk in 2020. He hit 26 of 28 field goals and 30 of 33 extra points. That's really all I'm giving you for stats there.
Nick Folk, I'm pass on. There's got to be some better boots in there.
Right away, passing on Nick Folk. Next one you have is Young Ho Koo. 37 of 39 field goals, 33 of 36 extra points.
As far as I believe, he still plays for Atlanta.
I believe so.
We'll see what's next. I kind of just want to dwindle it down to this third and use this last one.
You might as well. And honestly, I don't know if you will or not, Harrison Butker, 120. This is career, not just 2020. 121 of 134 field goals and 186 of 199 extra points.
Yeah.
I like those stats just a little more.
Yeah, this dude's a dog. But I'm gonna go ahead and use this lifeline and do 1 of 3, and then go ahead and let it be random.
1 of 3. I already assigned those numbers earlier. So the numbers I assigned correlate to players. When he picks that number, that's the player he's taking.
It's not in order like 1, or I'm gonna pick 2 because it was Young Hoku, or 3 because it was Harrison Butker. It's literally random.
Yeah, it's literally whatever numbers I assigned to him. Yeah.
All right, let me take a poll from the people. Go ahead and get on Twitter. Follow Ballers on a Budget.
Wait 6 weeks for 8 people to comment.
Yeah, check back in about 20 days. No, the fans have spoken. I'm going to go with number 2.
Number 2. Actually, this one was the only one. Oh, I lied. This one in another round where I tried not to give everyone the same. This one actually came out 1, 2, 3. So this one you do have Young Hoku.
And that wraps up my squad. Let's get finished on Corey's with this kicker. And the first kicker up is a Super Bowl champion for the Eagles. 82% accuracy in his career. And his longest last year was a 54-yarder. We're talking Jake Elliott.
I like him. I have lifelines. Let's go ahead. Who's number 2? Let's pass on him. Let's see number 2.
Number 2 is another biased one. Like I said, I played these head games the whole way through. 6 years with Pittsburgh, 88% in his career, and his longest last year was a 59-yarder. Chris Boswell. Picking for passing, you got 2 lifelines.
I think there's somebody out there that could be a little more consistent. Let's find out.
All right, next up we got Mason Crosby, Super Bowl champion, 14 years with Green Bay, the Iron Man kicker in this league so far, with Vinatieri retiring. 82% in his career. Longest last year was only a 57-yarder, but you know what he's done and you know what that leg can do.
You know what? I'm just going to randomize this. I don't mind any of these as kickers.
Exactly.
I've got 2. Let's go ahead and use which one do I want to use? Let's narrow it down. Let's flip the coin again. I want you to take out the first one.
Who we taking out? Jake Elliott?
Yes, take out. So we'll leave it between Boswell and Crosby.
Yeah, buddy. All right, Chris Boswell. I'm going to go ahead and label him a tails and Crosby heads.
I just quickly wrote down their names. I wrote Boz and Cros.
Boz and Cros. Let's get to flipping the coin on some Boz and Cros. All right, let's go back. Flip the coin.
Now go ahead.
The screen.
Who is heads and tails?
Boswell is tails. Boz is tails. Cros is heads.
Cros is heads.
All right, the flip is up. It's heads. We got Mason Crosby. Do you want to
take Mason Crosby,
or do you want to do the 1 through 3? Leave it up for a whole overall.
I thought about that, but that's who we have to take. I'm fine with taking Mason Crosby. I was just going to take him at the end, but I had the lifelines, so I might as well just use them.
Mason Crosby. All right, we see our teams up there right now on the board. For QBs for Corey, we got Aaron Rodgers, running back, Clyde Edwards. We got Julio Jones and Justin Jefferson, who's a great duo, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Ebron, probably 3/4 of the way up there, tier tight end in the league right now. Kansas City defense and Mason Praz.
And for Cody, you got QB Josh Allen, running back Saquon Barkley, wide receiver 1 and 2 Tyler Lockett and Devontae Adams. Great duo there. I wouldn't have any problem slinging that ball every single time I had it with them. Tight end Travis Kelce, again, just add another catch to the game. Defense took the Colts, not a bad pick, I don't think, and Young Ho Koo as the kicker.
What are your honest opinions? Whose team do you think are better?
I think you took the better quarterback. I think I edge you out. We're probably pretty close to the same in running backs. I think I edge you out just a little with Jones and Jefferson, as long as Jones can stay healthy. You definitely got me in tight end. That's a little closer than you would think in defense.
Yeah.
But I think KC does edge him out. And kickers, they just go out and do what they do. Mason Crosby, I think, edges that one out. So if I had to rank this, I would say probably maybe by 1 point I would have you.
Okay, let's see how I break this down. My mental thoughts from Cody Lozier. I'm going to allow you guys in. All right, Aaron Rodgers, what he's done over his career and what we know he still can do considering what he did just last year. He may have to do it for a different team, but we'll see. Oh, I think it's over Josh Allen. Honestly, Josh Allen's still really young, and his career kind of blew up when he got his wide receiver in Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, so I would take Aaron Rodgers over Josh Allen. Edwards-Helaire and Saquon Barkley, if you're not scared injury route, which Saquon did have a bad injury, I would take Saquon, but injury route from out there, I would null them both. Like, they're both kind of equal. Edwards-Helaire's a beast, Saquon's a beast, but you don't exactly know what Saquon can do coming back. And Edwards-Helaire was almost in a timeshare for a lot of the season. And under Andy Reid, who's a genius. Now, I don't look at this as wide receiver and tight end. I look at it as a receiving core in all. And I would take my receiving core all day in the Wizard Tyler Lockett, Devontae Adams, who's the consistent god in wide receiver in the recent years, over Julio Jones, who's a dog but loves getting turf toe, and Justin Jefferson, who's an amazing rookie. Did he win Offensive Rookie of the Year? On
I don't remember.
AFC, I think it was, or NFC. I can't remember. I don't have the divisions up in front of me. That's how out of shape I am with football. And Eric Ebron. Eric Ebron's the only asterisk on your core right now, I think. So I would take my receiving core over yours, tight end included. Then we go down to D, and I would honestly take the Colts defense over the Kansas City defense. But it can be by too much. And obviously you got the nudge of the kicker.
No, Herbert won just Rookie of the Year.
What?
Herbert won Rookie of the Year.
Oh, I thought they assigned offensive rookie for like NFC and AFC. I didn't know if they did that.
I don't know. I'll keep looking. I don't remember.
But nonetheless, you guys, the few that watched, the few, the proud, the ballers on a budget, the like-hearted, go ahead and comment down below whose team that you think is better. We gave our thoughts. We're not going to put too much arguing into it. We're not going to look at it through a fantasy output, just the team overall. Comment below who you think has a better team. This was Ballers on a Budget. This was Pick or Pass. I'm Cody.
My name's Corey.
And as we said multiple times throughout this video, this was Ballers on a Budget. And we out.